So today we're going a little bit deeper into the understanding of the different levels of videos and how the whole funnel works. So bottom of funnel, top of funnel, and the middle of funnel, how that all works. And you might think you understand it. Trust me, you don't, because you probably don't understand it as much as me. Why? Because I've been studying this shit. So let me show you something. Let me tell you something, right? Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. What is it? What does it fucking matter? Before, I never used to even believe in middle of funnel. I'm like, it's like a gray zone. It's a bit confusing. But I've done a bunch of research and I was like, okay, I understand it now. And it makes so much more sense. This is my second time recording this video, because the first time I just didn't understand it properly. And now I was like, I get it. So I want to show you exactly how you can use this to get lots and lots of sales and build your whole account basically into a whole sales funnel. So your account is making your money, not individual videos. So basically what we have here, I should have drawn the funnel a little bit bigger, but think of it, this is your sales funnel, right? And as you go higher up the sales funnel, it gets colder. So as you go higher up the sales funnel, it gets colder and you get to a colder audience. Obviously, as you go down, this is a warm audience. And what you can think of it like, and this is what Alex Hormozi thinks about it, and that's why I was like, something was missing and I found it out while watching this video. And it's basically like watermelon seeds, right? So as you go up higher, the watermelon seeds become more dispersed. And then you get to the middle, it gets warmer, so you're getting more watermelon seeds. And as you go down the funnel, the watermelon seeds are getting more and more and more and more. And these watermelon seeds, or these dots, represent your audience that's waiting to buy. Okay, so if you make a top funnel video, you're sitting in this section. So let's just mark it out over here. Let's kind of do it like this. Bottom of funnel, we can say this whole section is middle of funnel, and this is top of funnel. This section here is top of funnel, and as you go out, it's going to be, if you like highlight this whole section, this is like all the views you're going to get. It's going to be wide. There's going to be a lot of views coming into this funnel, and of all these views, this is like full of people. This whole section is full of people, but the little dots are your sales, and they're hidden in between all these people, and you're going to have to reach all these people and then pull out from these little dots. This conversions for your views are going to be way lower. This kind of goes in with what I was teaching with the GMV max thing, is that as your audience gets colder, you're getting less little black dots, so your conversion rate drops. Same shit. Get to the middle of the funnel and it's like there's more dots there, so your views are going to be less. So say this is like, for example, like 1 million views. Say this is sitting at videos around 500,000 views. It doesn't really push further than that, or it really can't really push further than that, because look how wide it is compared to that, right? This is way wider. This is more possibility to reach a wider audience versus these type of videos in the middle of the funnel. And as you go to the bottom of the funnel, your views are very limited. This is like 100,000 views, but you're only appealing to people who already know about the product, already know, like super warm audiences, and those type of audiences are very limited, so your videos don't reach as far, but then your conversions are way higher. So you convert better per 1,000 views over here versus here. But now, how do we use this knowledge to kind of build out videos that actually serve you and make you a lot of money? I will show you. Obviously, based on this, you want to make more bottom of funnel videos, because you don't need to get as much views, look at the space, and you can convert way more of that audience, so your sales are higher. Yes, you want that, everyone wants that, but it's limited to how far those views are actually limited. You don't have to get as much views, but you can't push out to a couple of million views because it's so limited to this audience. And then also this audience runs out, right? As you make the sales, they come through and they make, this is the sale, so they buy, these little things come through and they fall into here and they make the sale, right? So coming into this little cup and they're making the sale. These are people that bought, right? They're falling in. So you can make videos like this, but at some point, right, there's only so many bottom of funnel videos. If we all do bottom of funnel videos, for example, then no, you won't have an audience left in here, because all the seeds will fall through, right? And then this won't be able to push out to there because this audience is too cold to buy from a bottom of funnel video. So it's just going to get stuck there. It's not going to make any sales anymore. You're going to run out of seeds to put down the funnel, and basically it's shit. So then you say, okay, I want to do more top of funnel videos, but these videos are a little bit harder to get right because you have to appeal to a cold audience and sell that cold audience, and either pull them all the way down to make the sale or pull them lower so that you can make the sale later on. Okay, so you're warming them up, you can pull them down. You're going to pull this little seed down to the middle section or down to the bottom section, or sometimes you make the sale, right? That's what typically happens, right? So what I want you to do is actually do a little bit of a mix, and I want to explain more what each one of those looks like. But basically, you want to do a little bit of a mix of top of funnel videos, super wide audiences, test some of those, test some middle of funnel stuff. That's what we actually, if you look at Serene Herbs, most of our content is actually more middle of funnel stuff. And then you want to test some bottom of funnel stuff. I'll explain more how it looks like, but you want to do a good mix of it. But yeah, like it sounds so complicated now. Oh, you have to do some top of funnel and bottom funnel and middle of funnel. And it's like, oh, and I have to test all these different hooks. And I have like 50 different hooks. And I have 3 different styles to put for these 50 different hooks of 50 different hooks of each. So that's 150 different videos. I know it sounds complicated, but this is the game, right? This is where you want to learn, you want to make a lot of money, you want to get to the $100,000 months. From what I've heard from Matt, Cheyenne posts about 25 posts per day. Per day? That is insane. Caleb, one of our creators in Serene, posts around 48 posts a week, you know? And, you know, posting that much volume obviously can burn you out for sure. And I wouldn't recommend it. If you feel like you're burning out and everything, then slow down. My point is you want to post some volume and test it strategically. If you want to do more middle of funnel, top of funnel, you want to test. Say this should be like 50% of your time you're spending middle of funnel, right? Because I like middle of funnel more. But say you spend 50% of your time on middle of funnel, 25% there, 25% there, you know, and then split out your posts like that. Plan it, strategize. Plan out the hooks and apply it to different styles. Look at the research for the different styles that you can do, and then, you know, and then plan out. You can plan out your whole month of content in a day just by understanding all these things and doing and looking at the research that we provide on the brands, and you won't be overwhelmed and you'll be totally fine, right? And when you do hit a point where you're like, I'm starting to burn out, I'm starting to not enjoy I'm not enjoying creating so much. If you feel like you're hitting that point, then just double down on more middle of funnel, right? But I'm just educating you on how it all works so that you can make the best decisions for yourself and make sure that you're making some money, because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't understand the fundamentals, the basics, and that it's holding them back from succeeding and from reaching to their goals, whether your goals be $10,000 a month or whether your goals are $100,000 a month. The fundamentals, you need to understand the basics to get there. Okay, so let me show you what top of funnel looks like, what bottom of funnel, what middle of funnel, what the fuck am I on about. Let me actually show you a middle of funnel video, because I think that's what we all typically look at is middle of funnel video, and that's what we think is bottom of top of funnel, but it's actually the middle of the funnel, where it's like the more niche you get, the more you're going down the funnel, right? And the more closer you're going towards your product itself, the more you're going down the funnel. So your middle of funnel would look like, I like Raven's post. I think Raven's post is a good example. I should have the video right here. Just watch, give it a second, watch while I stand still.
From the first week, you're going to see that bloating come all the way down from the face all the way to the fupa. And all those backup toxins from years of processed foods flushed out.
This type of video would kind of go towards the top of funnel, but because she has the product in hand, I'd say it's more of a middle of funnel video, because people already watching that they already know about the product, right? So it's like, it's attracting not only people who don't know about the product, who's super cold, but also attracting people who know about Serene Herbs, has the bottle, seeing the bottle, they know what it looks like, and they kind of know what you're going to talk about. And that's why it's a middle of funnel video, right? People already know they have a specific problem, or they already know they have gut problems. They already know that the gut biome is kind of full of filth. They already know the kind of what the problem is, and they've already seen the product before, right? That's how I kind of push it into the middle of funnel thing. So in terms of like teeth whitening, right? They already know their teeth are yellow. They already know like the problem and that there is a solution out there. So it's a little bit down the niche. Top of funnel would be vague. It would be wide. It would be, I don't know what my problem is. I haven't seen any products for it. I don't know what my problem is. So it's like, so top of funnel would be like, oh, you have acne, okay? You have acne, they know they have acne, but now the acne is now related to what? What is the cause of the acne, right? They have acne because your gut biome is messy, you're not eating the right stuff, you have too much bacteria in your gut, stuff like that. That would be your kind of problem identification. So you have a problem, they know they have acne, what's the cause of the problem, and then solution. So if you think about it like that, it kind of fits in well, where it's like they have a problem but they don't know what's the cause. That would be top of funnel people, where it's like, oh, I have acne, I don't know what's the problem, you're gonna make a video. If you have acne, or if you have red dots on your face, this is the reason. I want to tell you 3 ways. I want to tell you 3 reasons why, and then you tell them the cause. The reason why you have acne is because you have problems with your gut. If you're feeling like this, also that does confirm that you have problems with your gut. Therefore, if you want to fix that, buy this product, okay? And then this is the top of funnel. This is what a top of funnel video would look like, where it's like they have a problem, you mention the problem, you tell them what's the cause of the problem, you tell them the solution, right? If you go to middle of funnel, then it's like they have a problem, they know what's the cause, now you talk about the cause. They already know that they've got problems. So you're gonna start off, oh, if you have a dirty gut biome, if you're struggling to go to the toilet, if you fart a lot, all that, it's kind of more related to the problem with the gut, where it's like people already know they have a gut problem, and you kind of digging deeper with that, and then you go to the solution, right? So then it's like, that's more of a middle of funnel, where it's like you're working down from the gut straight to solution, because the solution fixes the gut, right? So gut to solution, versus doing a top of funnel would be pimples or losing your hair to gut, then to solution, right? So you're relating it down to the root cause, and then you have a solution for that root cause. But middle of funnel would be gut, then solution. If that makes sense, right? And then you have bottom of funnel. Okay, so let's put top of funnel. So they have a problem, don't know what's the cause, educate them on the cause, and then sell them the solution, right? So then we have bottom of funnel, where they already know about the solution. Oh, I'm so smart. They already know what the solution is. They know they have acne. They already know that the reason for the acne is because of their gut issues. And now they want to solve the gut issues. They already know about your product, but now there's something stopping them from buying your product. What's stopping them from buying your product? There's a ton of bad reviews on the product, or maybe they've tasted it and it tastes like shit, so they don't know, they want to continue the cycle of buying the product, right? Or maybe maybe the price is too high, maybe they don't understand, maybe they have some questions about the product. Will it affect me if I have, all these underlying diseases? Maybe, yeah, you shouldn't actually dig into that, but point is, they won't buy it because they have some frequently asked questions, some common questions that people mention. They have some sort of objection from buying them, right? So they already know what's the solution, which is your product, but they have an objection of some sort that's stopping them from buying. So you need to make content that pushes them over that edge and find out what are the common objections that people have, and then push them over the edge. Whether it's like, oh, it's too expensive, or maybe there wasn't enough urgency before, then it's like, oh, this is on special right now. If you want to get it now. Like making that type of bottom of funnel videos that you normally see. Those type of videos aren't bad, by the way, where you talk about the price and like, oh, it's on special and whatever. It's not a bad video. The only thing that makes it bad is that if you lie. So don't lie and you'll be fine. Please don't lie. But my point is that you're making a video adding urgency that if you buy it now, you'll get it while it's on sale. Okay, that's a bottom of funnel video. Next one would be, oh, I've heard that the product is up shit. So they had to see some sort of negative review that stopping them from buying. So you understand what their objection is, and you mention their objection, tell them why their objection is wrong, and you give them what the right way of thinking it is. Okay, so they say, oh, the product is like shit. Then you're like, okay, the product is supposed to taste like shit, and this is why it does taste like shit. So if you want to get it, it's on special, done, right? So that's kind of a bottom of funnel video where the thing stopping them from buying it is the negative review of the bottom of is the negative review of it tasting like shit. So you tell them it tastes like shit, it's supposed to taste like shit, and this is why it's good for it to taste like shit, therefore buy it. Boom. Takes them, pushes them over that objection, they buy. What other objections, common objections do people have? The other types of objections that you'll find are actually going to be questions that you'll find in the comments. So frequently asked questions. Look through the comments of the top videos and see what are people asking. What are people asking about the product? Write it all down and answer all those questions. Make different videos like answering those questions. Whether you want to put it as a headline and mention the question in some way, or make a headline that appeals to people who have that same question, you know. Go through reviews on Amazon and on TikTok. Look at the one-star reviews. What are the problems that people have with the product and why are they wrong? And then make videos about that. Go through TikTok comments. What are people asking about the product? Answer all those questions in your videos. Make one video for every question that people have and keep remaking those with slightly different variations of hooks, right? If you find a really common question, you can make 50 videos answering the same fucking question, but you're just changing the hook every time in a 30-second to 40-second video, right? That's a good bottom funnel video. And this needs some volume for it, but it's okay because you don't need a lot of views for it because you're just trying to convert, especially when you have a page that has a lot of volume on it and a page that's already doing well, already has some middle funnel, already has some top of funnel, so already has you already have a whole page that's already generating a lot of views for the product, and having these videos pop up in between on their For You page will help you get sales. A bottom of funnel video on a person's page like Ravens, like Yvonne's, like Laraya's, all these people are doing, all these girls are doing so well, and if they basically losing a lot of money because they're not making bottom of funnel videos to catch those people who don't convert on their top post, right? Because all those people are going to see your video again on your For You page. Have you ever followed someone? You ever followed someone on TikTok? I'm sure you fucking have. And when you scroll down a couple, you'll find their videos pop up again and again and again until you swipe fast off of it. But you're gonna see that person's video, and when you like something, when you buy something from a creator, you're gonna see their videos pop up again. And if it's a bottom of funnel video and you didn't buy from one of their other videos, you're gonna buy now, you know? So that's like push the people that already liked you before, already wanted to buy from you before, but just needed an extra push, right? So that's the whole thing. And once you master this, right, and you get the top of funnel videos right, you don't understand the potential you have, because these type of videos can get pushed out. These type of videos are the type of videos that can get pushed so much fucking ad spend in. If you get a top of funnel video that converts well, this border is endless. Because it goes up, right? It goes up to fucking forever. That top of the funnel is so wide. You can have so much for one video. If you get one of these videos right, we can pour from the brand side so much ad spend behind it because it reaches that cold audience. And if it sells to a cold audience and converts well with a cold audience, it's going to keep pushing, and we can just endlessly pour money into it until it somehow gets saturated, right? Until you've reached the whole of TikTok. This is the most, I think, such a powerful type of video. The wider you go and still convert in a high rate, the better. You still have to convert that cold audience in these type of videos, but if you can just push it wider and wider and wider, and then you don't have to get vaguer, just pull from different niches with different problems and relate it to the gut, for example. We're talking about the gut for Serene, okay? So then it's like pull from the acne. If you have acne, if you have fucking hair loss, I don't know, I'm just pulling an example here for you, but pull from the hair loss. If you're feeling like you're tired all the time, if you're feeling like if you don't have focus, you know, there's all these different niches that are cold audiences that don't know why they have these problems, that you pull down and pull them into the real problem, which is the gut, and then from there you sell them on the product, right? That type of videos, you have so much potential to work with here, and once you get those right, you can just pour fucking ad spend into it, which is so awesome. The top of funnel videos are really good for you, but they're a little bit hard to get right. But I want you to kind of try and push that. And in the middle of funnel, these can still get 3-4 million views, but the problem is that they are limited, that you can't really pour tons of ad spend behind it. They'll get colder. once it kind of pulls all these guys down, it's like it runs out of people to sell to. A video will cut off. It will start converting less. This will get you to $100,000 a month. This middle of funnel will kind of get you to $40,000 a month, and then the bottom of funnel will get you to like $10,000 a month, right? So once you master them all, you can be like Cheyenne, make a shit ton of money. TikTok is easy. It's all systems. Plan it out. Plan out your schedule out your posts. Understand what you want to do. Plan out the next week of your time. This week, I want to concentrate on 3 different styles. I want to test out all these different hooks. Plan out all the hooks, and for each of those styles, the scripts you're going to use, the locations you're going to put it in, put it all together on a big mind map. Maybe I'll put a document together for you for that. But plan it all out, and then execute. Because once you spend the day planning, then you won't burn out. Because only once a week are you planning. The rest of the time, you're just executing, and it shouldn't take you long to execute, especially when you get good. And when you have the right resources, lighting, everything, once you have all the little different things, you can make videos really quick. How fast do you think I made this video? This is a high quality video. I have the lighting, I have a camera, I have the board, I have a decent background. So all these little things add up, and now I'm able to push out really quickly high quality videos. And the same goes for you as a TikToker. Once you understand the little corners in your house and the outside, where you want to go outside, and the little locations outside that you can record in, then it's like you already have all these little tools, and all you got to do is use them. Testing.